Hello friends, I am Sheetal Kamre, a classical homeopath. Today I will be discussing a single homeopathic remedy known as Asarum Europeum. This remedy is less known to the beginners or student. The common name of this remedy is European snake root. First understand the plant profile or some features of this plant. Asarum Europeum is an evergreen perennial growing plant. It has dark leaves which resembles like human ear. You can see in this picture, it resembles like a human ear. It has brownish flowers. However, these flowers are not mainly significant for homeopathic medicine preparation. Mainly roots and leaves are used for homeopathic medicine preparation. Okay, so now let's understand the remedy in detail. I have to make this understand. I have made some keynotes of the remedy. There are 5 keynotes, which is important to remember. That is oversensitiveness, aversion to sex, frigidity of hands, chilly but patient but better by cold application, and alcoholism. Okay, so let's take each point and discuss them in detail. First point is oversensitiveness. This patient is very sensitive. Patients are so sensitive that their sensitivity reaches to the point of hysteria. The oversensitiveness of muscles, spine areas, nerves and mind can be seen. First we need to understand the main etiology of this remedy. The main etiology of this remedy is the extreme hypersensitiveness which lies in his own ambitious nature, which pushes that patient to a nervous breakdown. So these Asarum patients are extremely sensitive to noise. They are extremely sensitive to noise, which always causes a problem for them. Hence, sleep is not always proper. They always get disturbed by slightest noise. Okay, so Porix Materia Medica has described this oversensitiveness as scratching on linen or silk or paper is unbearable. Patient is so sensitive that even scratching on the linen is unbearable for the patient. Okay, so most of the symptoms of this patient arises from stress, domination or excessive ambition, which makes him oversensitive. For example, there is an oversensitive child which has been pushed by his parents to get good grades, in the exam. Due to this pressure, due to this stress, he becomes hysterical, start getting restless, start getting oversensitive to external stimuli like noise. So the stress is the main reason for this oversensitiveness nature. Okay, so we can see oversensitiveness of mind. A patient is even oversensitive by mind. Mentally, patient is so sensitive that he cannot bear any kind of violence, and he will feel easily humiliated even if somebody commands him. Okay. Another important point is mentally sensitiveness causes the feeling of delusion. There's a delusion as if he's floating in air. Patient might be lying on the bed, but he'll feel as if his body is not touching the bed. He'll feel as if he's floating over the bed. Okay? So hence this patient is oversensitive or hypersensitive in nature. Okay. Second key point is restlessness and frigidity. This restlessness is another important key feature of this remedy. As we saw before in previous slide, stress or domination by parents can cause restlessness or frigidity. So again, the stress is an important factor over here, or important etiological reason for you. The patient is restless mainly due to hypersensitive nature and anxiety, and hence he will develop, or you will always find Asarum patients wringing their hands anxiously. Okay, so that is restlessness or frigidity. Okay, so next important indication of Asarum is aversion to sex. Such patients have intense aversion to sex or even sexual talks, even sexual jokes, and this aversion is similar in sepia patients. Sepia patients also has intense aversion to sex. Okay. These patients, Asarum patients, usually doesn't like usually kids, they don't like if somebody kisses them or somebody hugs them, or if their grandparents hugs them, they will immediately wash their face, immediately wash their body. So they have such intense aversion to any kind of physical touch, any kind of sexual contacts. Okay, next important point is key point is alcoholism. Asarum is mainly indicated in alcoholics or drunkards, usually in Russia. I've read in a book in Russia, usually doctors or physicians used to prescribe Asarum in alcoholics. So Vitalius has described this typical sensation. He has described that after heavy drinks, patient gets horrible sensation of pressing, digging in stomach when waking in the morning, and that time, in that case, Asarum is usually indicated. The final point, an important point, is that patient is very chilly. Patient is very chilly. However, patient feels better after cold application locally. Okay, so it means patient is aggravated by cold weather. However, he'll feel better when cold application, cold water is applied on the locally, or anything that is cold is applied locally. Let me give you an example. The patient might feel sensitiveness in his eyes or over his eyes. However, he will feel better once a cold water is applied over his eyes. So that means local application, local cold application is ameliorates the complaint of the patient. Okay, and patient is very chilly. It's so chilly that every emotion, chilliness runs through his body. So he is so chilly. Okay. Finally, modalities. Uh, as we know, patient is chilly. He's aggravated by cold and dry weather. Is so sensitive and his sense is aggravated by sound and closed rooms. And has, however, he is better by cool application, damp weather, and open air. Okay, this is it. This is a small and simple remedy which I've tried describing here. I hope you all understood this remedy. And hope you guys can use or study more detail about this remedy and use it in your clinical practice. Hope for the best, and bye bye. Take care.